Man, I don't even know what to make of this anymore. Like, Goku vs. Superman 2 was bad, but it didn't insult my intelligence. I don't even care anymore. Just get into the scaling. As per usual, no material released after this video's air date will be considered... yeah.
Most importantly, the original video games will be our primary source for analysis.
They will then proceed to break their own rule multiple times throughout the video. Now, I do have to be completely transparent. I don't know much about Mario power scaling, and I looked online for some good feats for him and didn't really find anything. The highest you can get him is massively faster than light in terms of speed, which would be fast if not for what I'm going to bring up for Sonic later.
The unstoppable Exodia!
He definitely does have some other impressive feats, but at least in the mainline continuity I was looking at, I couldn't really find anything that put him on par with Sonic. So apologies to any Mario fans watching this. This is going to be pretty Sonic heavy. I know Death Battle really screwed your plumber over, but my blue hedgehog boy got done so dirty in this one. If there are any Mario fans watching this that want to point me in the right direction to some pretty crazy feats for the plumber, then I might make another video about this.
He's also used a number of power-ups throughout his adventures.
This might not apply for Mario, but for Sonic, he definitely wouldn't be using his power-ups during a fight like this, but whatever.
The blue hedgehog can also gain abilities from small alien beings called wisps.
Won't someone help me?
Wisps, sperm, alien sperm. Alien sperm isn't part of Sonic's arsenal usually.
But before we delve any further, there is something vital which we need to discuss. It's time to figure out Sonic's speed.
Oh boy, here we go.
Indeed, Boomstick, here we go, because for some reason, you guys can't calculate this correctly.
While he has boasted that he is faster than light, Sonic has yet to prove this in canon without the aid of additional equipment or power-ups.
But I thought we were including power-ups.
Want to include power-ups.
Then why did you...
Include power-ups.
Even ignoring that, yes, he has. He has proven multiple times, actually, that he is not only light speed, but massively faster than light speed, infinitely faster than light speed, even immeasurably faster than light speed on multiple different occasions. But you know what? I'll let you finish your little stupid example, and then I'll completely destroy it with a few pretty basic feats that any Sonic fan should actually know.
The highest official description of Sonic's speed labels him as hypersonic, or somewhere between Mach 5 and Mach 10.
I do not think that is accurate. No.
This actually isn't too far-fetched. The game Sonic Unleashed records his speed, and he can reach a maximum around 3,500, SPD.
I mean, if we're using game mechanics to scale, then brick level Mario goes pretty hard, doesn't it?
That puts Sonic's top speed over 7,872 miles per hour. Over 10 times the speed of sound, and just over the official hypersonic description.
So, is that it?
No, I didn't edit that. I genuinely think that Ben Singer just straight up did not finish his line, and they were just like, yep, okay, good to go.
In TV shows closely tied to the games,
That is Sonic Boom. That isn't even close to canon to the main games. What are you talking about?
did this with a 10,000 frame per second camera,
So you'll count that, but not any of the other Sonic X scaling. Okay.
and even outran lightning. All of which implies that he can move and react around 200 to 300 times the speed of sound.
I mean, these are all lower end feats. You wouldn't exactly call Goku bullet level just because he got scraped by a bullet, right?
How about that one time he caught up to a cyan wisp? He said that thing's almost as fast as him. I've given up. Why isn't that black hole sucking up the Earth?
Its presence near Sonic does emulate that of a singularity, and Sonic actually outran its pull for 30 seconds.
Yeah, about black holes, actually. In the game Sonic Shuffle, which is canon, by the way, Sonic is able to easily outrun a black hole, which would put him at massively faster than light. So, I hate Sonic Colors. At least from a power scaling perspective.
Sonic's clearly pushing his running speed to its limit here, or else the black hole wouldn't have pulled him in.
Do you know what Sonic does literally the next game?
When the Sonics accelerate through time, they fix space, returning color and life.
Which would count as an immeasurable speed feat, if not an irrelevant speed feat.
With this in mind, it's entirely possible that, without additional support, Sonic's maximum possible running speed must be around 200 million miles per hour.
So now that we got this horrendous low ball out of the way, we can get to the actual scaling for Sonic speed, because he is much faster than they hypothesized. We already talked about his light speed feats and his massively faster than light speed feats, but that's not what I want to talk about. I want to talk about his higher end speed feats. For those that aren't power scalers, you're probably wondering, what do I even mean when I say things like infinite speed or immeasurable speed? And the easiest way for me to portray what I'm talking about is with the basic speed equation, which is speed equals distance over time. For infinite speed, you would just change distance to infinite, in which you would get the result infinite speed. Someone with infinite speed is infinitely fast, so unless you have infinite speed or above, you're not exactly going to be able to touch them. The next level up from that is something called inaccessible speed, where basically you set time to 0, which would result in a broken speed equation, hence inaccessible. Inaccessible speed is usually for spaces without time. For example, the prison realm in Jujutsu Kaisen. You could argue that's an inaccessible speed feat. The next level up from that is called immeasurable speed, where basically a character is basically able to freely move throughout time through their speed alone, or even travel in negative seconds, arriving places before they even left for them. A good example of this would be Superman, actually, who's able to do this pretty often in the comics. I know that might have seemed like I'm just bloating the video time, but actually this is all important because Sonic has feats supporting all of these for him. In Sonic and the Secret Ring, Sonic crosses the entirety of Night Palace, which is stated to be infinite in size. This would count as an infinite speed feat. In Sonic Forces, Sonic crosses null space, which is described by Eggman as a closed-off space where absolutely nothing exists, presumably time included, which would be an inaccessible speed feat. And Sonic has multiple immeasurable speed feats. Let's just run through a couple of them. Sonic is capable of dodging and outpacing Solaris, which is an entity that exists within the past, present, and future, implying immeasurable speeds. And then there's this gem from earlier.
When the Sonics accelerate through time, they fix space, returning color and life.
Accelerating through time is literally the definition of immeasurable speed. Like, actually, what are you smoking and where can I get some? If all that went over your head, Sonic has immeasurable speed even in his base form, or normal state. I don't know what you guys call it. I'm a Dragon Ball fan first and foremost.
He can achieve the form of Supersonic by absorbing an enormous amount of positive energy from the 7 legendary Chaos Emeralds.
If you thought I was hard on them during the speed portion, I'm going to tear them a new one with the supersonic portion, because this shit hurts my brain.
In this mode, he can teleport large objects, survive planet-level explosions, launch energy attacks, and fly near the speed of light.
Brother, that is a Smash Brothers trophy. Smash Bros is not canon to Sonic the Hedgehog. I didn't think I need to say that.
But guess what? This isn't even his final form.
No. They gave him Hypersonic, and he still lost?
Unfortunately, good things don't last forever. Without a steady supply of rings, these superforms can't even stick around for a full minute.
This is actually something I thought myself for a long while, but this isn't true. In the lore of the series, the superform is just the superform. It doesn't require anything to maintain. The ring mechanic is strictly for gameplay and not for actual, lore implications.
And while fighting his evil RoboCopy Metal Sonic, they shattered this enormous stalactite.
Now they're using the Sonic OVA for scaling. That's awesome. Remember when you said this at the beginning of the video?
Most importantly, the original video games will be our primary source for analysis.
What happened to that?
We found that this stalactite must weigh almost 47 million tons, which means a break like this would need a force of almost 200 kilotons of TNT.
That's pretty cool. Do you want to share any other Sonic feats with us? No. Oh. Okay, that's it. Oh. Well then.
KO! Whoa! How did that happen?
Keep in mind this analysis was done with a focus on the games and their closely tied media.
But you didn't mention Sonic Advance 3, where it was shown that even one Chaos Emerald can shatter the Earth into 7 different parts. And that's an extremely conservative analysis of what the Chaos Emeralds are actually capable of.
But Mario was way too tough for him.
Their top strength feats paint this picture very, very clearly.
But they didn't even take into account the supersonic increase. I know the supersonic increase is really inconsistent throughout the games. It basically does whatever the plot wants it to. But even using the Archie comics' frankly pathetic lowball of a multiplier 1,000 times, it closes the gap a decent bit, don't you think? And that's not even considering the hyper form and its increase, but whatever.
While Mario obviously couldn't match Sonic's relativistic top-running speeds, he's moved efficiently as a bolt of electricity and piloted the Star Diver. Based on our calculations, this puts him at the same level as Sonic's own reactionary feats.
What kind of dumbass shit am I hearing? Did they just say that Mario could keep up with Sonic? Is that what they're saying? Let's play the comparison game. Here we have Mario's top speed feat, something, I don't know, massively faster than light. Good for him. Here we have Sonic's top speed feat.
When the Sonics accelerate through time, they fix space, returning color and life.
Immeasurable.
Since Mario was tough enough to tank almost anything Sonic could throw at him,
See, that would be funny if you actually meant it as a joke and you weren't being 100% serious when you said that. Let's just do a quick run through of Sonic's higher end feats that Mario can apparently handle no problem. He was one of the 3 hedgehogs that defeated Solaris, which is a superdimensional being / life form that is stated to exist within the past, present, and future, and was also going to destroy literally everything. In Sonic Rush, the Soul Emeralds were going to merge both Sonic's world and Blaze's world, which are 2 entirely different universes. The resulting calamity would destroy literally everything, according to Tails, who is a super mega genius. With Burning Blaze and Super Sonic being about on par, Sonic being a little stronger, because he's the main character. In Sonic Rush Adventure, Eggman says that the Egg Wizard is beyond anything he could have imagined. This is him knowing about the Soul Emeralds, the Chaos Emeralds, and the Precious Stone from Sonic Shuffle. Yeah, I said that game was canon, remember that? The Precious Stone houses Imaginary World, or Imaginary World. I don't know, I can't pronounce it. Imaginary World is a 5D construct. The Egg Wizard is a higher dimensional machine. At least with the Jeweled Scepter it is. And Sonic and Blaze literally beat the thing. Like, huh? And in Sonic Generations, Sonic, along with his classic self, defeat the Time Eater, which is stated to obliterate space and time, and, depending on the guide you're reading, will destroy literally everything. Now, to be completely fair, Sonic did have help in a lot of these situations. But especially with the Egg Wizard being above the Precious Stone, which holds Imaginary Land, I don't care. Like, I don't know if Mario has any 5th dimensional feats. Can he even perceive Sonic? Once again, if there are any Mario fans watching this, I apologize. I'm sure your plumber has a lot of really cool, awesome feats that would make this fight a lot more even. Whatever. I don't care. Just the very notion that Mario can beat Sonic means that Mario could solo the verse, by the way. I hope you understand. And it's not even that they gave Sonic just beat Sonic. I would have accepted that.
But what about chaos control? Couldn't Sonic just stop time and take care of things? What?
it's heavily implied he knows how to, but Sonic has never actually used the time stop ability in canon.
Okay, so Sonic Boom, Sonic X, and the Sonic OVA, those are canon, those are completely fine to use, but the Sonic Adventure 2 multiplayer, that's where we have to draw the line.
But even then, Mario's durability blew Sonic's out of the water.
You see that little blurb up there? The one that says that Mario is comparable to Dark Gaia? For those who don't know, this is Dark Gaia. And if you want to do moon scaling, did you forget about this in Sonic Adventure 2?
We only have 6 of the 7 Chaos Emeralds, you know.
It's more than enough for the demonstration. So let's get the show on the road.
Sonic was obviously incredibly fast, but he couldn't compete with Mario's superior strength, durability, and varied arsenal.
He got Mario.
That pun was the best part of the entire episode.
We already